What up, YouTube? It's your man MD Jonesy 529. Today I'm gonna do a video on Wild Sense and how to counter it. Um, yeah, basically we're gonna start out in custom battle. That's basically the real training mode. It helps me, you know, counter Wild Sense or train to counter Wild Sense. So custom battle mode. I already got a preset set up. So basically, edit. Basically, I got items on the character here. I need to make sure I set the CPU to stand still. Otherwise, it's going to be a little harder to show you guys things. Okay, there we go. Alright, so CPU's got items, I got items to make the battle last longer. I could make us invincible by using effect settings, but so the only effect I have is force action for the CPU to use their wild sense every 5 seconds. Equal or higher 5 seconds. Use skill 1 and then reset time so it can do it again. Alright, nope. Test run. Alright, so the first way to counter Wild Sense is like to don't engage with it. Like if they just want to charge key and stand there with it, thinking they're invincible, like you can just, do that, charge key. This doesn't really work if they're being aggressive with Wild Sense, because they're gonna beat the crap out of you, and as soon as you try to do something, you just get hit with Wild Sense. Another way to deal with Wild Sense is to grab, like this, and you can follow up with Lightning Strike if it doesn't hit. Oop! Ow, that hurt. Didn't mean to do that. Meant to grab it. But yeah, you can grab and you can hit them with Lightning Strike to follow up. Because if you grab and try to follow up with a regular triangle attack, vanish or whatever, your Wild Sense will activate. And the only way to get out of that is to super counter it. When he does that, if you follow up with the vanish. Alright, so grab, and grab's not very good because they can tech the grab, they can sidestep the grab, they can punch you, you know. Another way to counter Wild Sense is to just vanish. So when you hit him, you hit the block button, and so for me it's circle because I'm my classic. I think it's R1 for standard. So yeah, you just punch them, and then you vanish when they're just about to hit you. So you don't want to press circle immediately after you punch. You want to wait a second. So as I fail, but yeah, you just want to wait a second, like right when he's right about to hit you. Another way to do it is high speed movement. This one is, I would say, easier because you don't have, the timing is not as tight as just regular vanishing. So as soon as you punch, you hold down in your block for high speed movement. You gotta have a half a bar key. See that? It cost me a half bar key, and I teleported behind him. So the timing is easier on that one because you can do it right away. You just start holding it right away. So high speed movement's another way to counter that. Be aware they can vanish your vanish though, or I mean vanish your wild high speed movement. Another way to super counter the Wild Sense. I don't even know if I'm gonna try. It's pretty difficult. So like, I'm gonna try to get it once just so I can get it on video, but you're not gonna see it again from me because it's just annoying. There you go. I did it, guys. I did it. Only took me like 10 tries. That's pretty good. So super counter is another way to counter it. That one you can do at any time. So say, like I said before, if you grab and you follow up with triangle and they do that, that's one way to save yourself. It's a super counter. But if you're getting hit from behind and you super counter, like you're gonna super counter again because you can't vanish after you super counter. You can't vanish their Wild Sense after you super counter, which sucks. You used to like it used to be like if you get a super counter off, you'd knock them away, and then you can follow up with lightning attack or whatever if you really wanted to. But if you followed up with vanishing assault, they would, you know, activate their Wild Sense, which was fair. Super counter got you out, once. But yeah, now they nerfed Super Counter or buffed Wild Sense, however you want to look at it. So yeah. Okay, next way to counter Wild Sense is to have Wild Sense. If you hit them first, your Wild Sense will activate when they hit you with their Wild Sense. So if you have Wild Sense or After Image and you hit them first, you teleport. You know, like I said, you got to hit them first though. Um, Another way is Perception. So basically, if you Percept with flying kicks, it turns off their Wild Sense. All right, here I am in training mode. I'm gonna turn on Wild Sense. So I have Wild Sense. So if he hits me with flying kicks with his Perception, my Wild Sense goes away. Come on. There, now I don't have Wild Sense anymore. So you see, it flying kicks turns off Wild Sense if you have it as your Perception. Come on, Frieza, do it again. Yep, I lost it. I lost it. All right. And another way is if you have Gut Punch. If you do your Gut Punch Perception, you can like sidestep, or you can vanish normally. The timing's tricky on the sidestep, but like the timing's pretty consistent on the vanishing. If you get off your Gut Punch Perception on someone using Wild Sense, I'm gonna go back to custom to do that. All right, so we're back in custom battle. So basically, you hold Perception. Oh, okay, he didn't have Wild Sense yet. You hold Perception, and you have time to sidestep for a split second. Ow. Like that. And also, you can just do your regular vanish. There we go. Yeah, you can vanish like you normally would after the Gut Punch Perception as well. So yeah, Flying Kick Perception and Gut Punch Perception is a good way to counter Wild Sense as well. And yeah. Okay, something to keep in mind about Wild Sense is they can put it on in any gap in the combo. So say you're comboing them, any step in, they can put it on. So like even though you're comboing them, if there's a tiny gap in their combo, they can turn it back on. So like usually step ins are a charge attack. So you can see that during my step in, he vanished or Wild Sense. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, if they're like a real Wild Sense spammer. But yeah, that's the video. That's how to counter Wild Sense. I think Wild Sense is like too strong. It's crazy that you can, turn it on in combos, and that super countering doesn't counter it no more, unless you super counter twice in a row. Super counter a hit and then super counter the Wild Sense hit. See, like that? That's not easy to do. Okay. So that's the video. If you guys want me to do another kind of video, let me know. I'm pretty burnt out on Sparking Zero. Like, ranked is, like, just not fun. Like, player matches I have a lot of fun. But, like, dude, ranked, dude, has got me... I didn't touch this game for, like, a week or two, dude. Like, I couldn't touch it. Like, I just got burnt out. But, yeah, that's the video. Take it easy.